So you need more cam spots on Coastline? New cam spots coming right up. Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Different Breed, aka the Not Around Guy. And in today's video, we're gonna go over cam spots on the map Coastline. And hey, if you enjoy any of this kind of content, consider subscribing. But now let's get on to me showing you the cams. Okay, so the first cam I'm gonna show you is kind of a difficult one. So if we come out to the store here, we're gonna put our backs right up against this frame, the back frame here. Put our backs right up against it. We're gonna look out, and we're gonna look at this shadow here. And we gotta throw it like kind of at the tip closest to us, but not exactly at the tip. And you can get this to where like you're not being detected and you can just toss it out there. It is kind of difficult to do, but if we can get it correctly, then we can see this whole entire balcony. And our camera is pretty hidden. You cannot really see that well. So if I take a peek onto this camera here, we can see the sledge right there, wide out in the open. You know, we can see him obviously all the way. Anywhere that he goes on this balcony, we can pretty much see him, and that's super nice. And yeah, and the way he can see this camera is not that much. Oh, I don't have an icon now. Not that much. Like, look at this. It's actually not even broken for me. If you look, the cam is inside of this bowl, and it's not broken on my screen. I didn't even know that this was a thing. I'm not even gonna lie. Wow, so this bowl breaking is client side. It's not server side, and because of that, as long as you can get the camera over here, then that's hidden. That is super hidden. Oh my gosh. So that actually just became a little bit more viable, because look at that, you can't see that at all. That is not being seen. You cannot. Oh my gosh. All right, so yep, this is a good cam. This is pretty good. If you're having trouble with people on this balcony, you can toss out that cam and people are never gonna find that. No way. No way. Also, in troubled times, you can actually retrieve this camera. Easy. You'll get spotted, but you can still retrieve it. So now another cam that I like to do is right here in the Hall of Fame that I found out pretty recently, is kind of like the same trick that we have going on here. If we can go ahead, we can destroy this thing right here, and then we can toss our cam and put it right inside of this thing, and we have the same type of stuff there. You can see through this material, like you can see this room completely, no problems, but it is hidden within there. So if we get on the cam here and we bring our lovely sledge inside, like, hello, you can see that, like, that is a little bit more noticeable than the previous cam, but if you're just walking by this thing, you're really not gonna notice it too well, especially if you're like in combat and stuff. And there are ways to get that, there's probably ways to get that further in as well. Like, especially if it's not in use, you're never gonna see that. It is not gonna be seen whatsoever. So if we go, bam. But you can still see the room completely, no problems. And the camera is a little bit more hidden. Not completely, obviously, you know, like you can see that there, but that, you know, that's pretty viable, I would say. I've used it and it has worked so far. I haven't had anyone find it. Also, it's clearly, obviously, retrievable. So now let's go over protecting the VIP lounge area over here. So one of the cams that I like to do is place it right onto this light. And if you can actually get it like right onto the light, but actually like be good enough to get it onto the light, like that. It kind of like, it's obvious from this you know, this standpoint and stuff like that. And what we can do is we can get on the cam, look over here, and we can see inside of Hall of Fame and also the VIP lounge area, which is one of the reasons why I like this cam, as you can see all of that. However, it is completely obvious. There is definitely really no hiding this thing. It's just there out and about. So yeah, I have actually like more of a what's the word? I don't know. This cam works more often than not, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it does get shot out often, but not as often as the times that it doesn't get shot out, which is weird to me, but it works. And another cam that I like to do in this VIP area over here is right underneath this table. You just toss it right there, and then you can go ahead and see the entire VIP area. You can see this wall if they're trying to like thermite that or anything. You can see back there if somebody's hiding over there, and it's just an extremely viable cam. This cam works out really well for me. Not that many people shoot it out, and not that many people even notice it. In fact, I think I've only gotten it noticed like twice. So like there's a huge light, you can definitely see that coming through. But if you're not really looking for a cam right there, then it doesn't like really show itself. Because if you're looking up, you know, if you're aimed down sights looking this way, or if you're coming through here, if you're looking this way, I've had people outside of this window not even notice that it's there. Like, I don't know. It looks pretty obvious to me, but I've had people not even notice it, which is super nice. And obviously you can't see it when it's over here, but like if you crouch, even if you crouch, you can't see it. So I can see it here. And if I come over here and I'm crouching, you know, I'm doing the little thermite thing, we can see thermite completely on the entire wall here. You cannot hide with this cam. Even behind this little box here, there's nowhere to hide unless you're laying down. I guess you can hide, but you're not doing anything when you're laying down. So yeah, this is pretty viable. I use this one a lot. And if you are wondering, you can actually retrieve this one. Another cam that I like to use that I actually recently found out, it's now one of my favorite cameras on here, is actually with these candles. Now if we look over here, these candles have a hitbox. So we can't really do much. I mean, that's clearly not a flame. It's gonna be pretty obvious, right? No blue flames here. So if we go like this and we just give these candles a little love tap, like that, you know, they do their thing, they move around, they do whatever, and hopefully we get a good look of the draw, because then we can put our cams right inside of these candles. And in fact, you can even like right there, I can stand right in front of them, and they'll like move around. But don't do that, because you definitely need a candle there. So once we get the candles back, we can go ahead and try again and hit them like, let's hit them straight on instead of on the side. So we lose those ones, but this one stays right in the middle, which is actually really, really nice. And we can actually put this right against the wall here. Put it right on the wall. And yeah, it's sticking out a little bit, but it doesn't really matter too much, because that's not really, you know, like, come on. You can see down the stairs, like more so than the one up there. You can see the window, you can see that platform, and you can see inside of that doorway. This is like one of my favorite cams now on this site. Like, I love this cam. I love this so much. You can see so much, and not only can you see so much, but even as the sledge, you cannot see this cam. This is pretty obvious. It's actually a little bit easier to see than I predicted. So that cam is definitely there, and you can definitely see it. And if you notice, there's actually 2 candles there, but on Valkyrie's screen there's only 1. So it looks like these candles are kind of client side, but kind of not client side at the same time. So what if I do something like this, No, see, so that's actually a little bit upsetting to me. I know that there's a candle up right there because of sledges right there. But like, look at that. So if the bigger candle's there, I think the problem is that we're working with the skinny candle and not the fatter candle. See, if you work with the fatter candle, you can't really tell that cam is there. You can see it. You can completely see it now that I push that candle back. But if I can get this more in the corner, but if I toss it really in the back here, you can still see the cam. That's actually more obvious than I thought it was. But I'll tell you what, with what I thought before, it looked really nice. But now it doesn't look as nice. So that's a little bit upsetting, but it's still, I used it twice now and it has worked both times. So that's 100%, right? That's a good percentage. I don't know. This is, I guess, now I don't know if this is my favorite cam anymore. This is going to be a toss-up on whether it's good or not. Mainly because these candles are kind of client-side and kind of not. But if you're having problems, you know, if people keep spotting that one out, maybe they won't spot this one. I don't know. But if you look, there's actually more candles too. So we could, I believe, can we hit these? I think I just hit them. So if we can hit those. Yeah, I did. We can hit those and get the cam up here, down below the stuff, and we can still see through these candles. Now this one's not low enough because that wick is just in my way. Oh, and obviously I can retrieve that camera, and I can retrieve this camera too, so there's your questions on that one. I think I just put it in the exact same spot. I did. So we can throw it up on this one here, and it's a little less obvious, but if we can get the right spot, yeah, as you can see, it's a little less obvious, but it is still there. But if we can get it at the right spot, I really want to use that bigger candle as for hiding it. I think the bigger candle works better. Oh, that might be nice. Yes. So now we can see in the doorway, we can see down the stairs, we can see that window and the wall, so we can see everything around here, and look how noticeable that is. That is not that noticeable. So maybe this top one is better. I think this top one's going to be better to use than that bottom one. So use the top left one rather than the bottom middle, and you should be good to pretty much go. I mean, look at this. I'm way back here, and I don't even like really notice that right there. I mean, obviously we know it's there, right? So we can see it. But if you're just in this game, no, you're not gonna see that. So yeah, I'm gonna put that back on my top favorite spot right there. And another cam that I like to do is actually toss it right here on this light. So I like to make it act like it's the light itself. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really no telling about that other than just make it look like the light. You can see down the stairs here, you can see the platform here when you reinforce that wall, and you can see that doorway there. You can also see that window. If, say, a sledge were to try and break into that window, you would totally tell that he actually did something like that, and you'd be able to see that. Now this cam is a little obvious. It's a little less obvious than I actually expected it to be, which is why it works a lot of the times and people don't really notice it, but it's more obvious the further back that the people go. So if they're closer to it, it's less obvious, but obviously, you know, if people are back here, it's going to be right there and showing. So usually people back here hit it out, and that's pretty much that. And this works out pretty often, pretty well. I really don't have too many issues with this cam. And also, if you absolutely need to, you can jump up onto this ledge here and retrieve the cam. And now if you're seriously having problems with this hallway here and people keep shooting out this cam, but you still want a cam in the hall, and they don't like that cam or they don't like that cam, you can actually hit this thing right here and hopefully get a luck of the draw hit, because then you can toss your cam inside the debris just like we were doing last time, and you can see down this hall. It's not a huge huge good thing. Sometimes you get a luck of the break where you can actually toss the cam out here this far, which then you can see further down the hall. But this one, we didn't get so much lucky of a break. Let's see if we can actually move that even more so. And we can't even move this afterwards. What if we shoot it? Nope, it barely moves even with shooting it. So this is the luck that we get. And we can find that I have to really put it far back, but we can see through that material. And if you can get a lucky hit, this could actually be a decent cam. So if we look like this, we can bring our sledge guy over and we can see how this actually looks, which, as you can see, you cannot see that cam whatsoever. That cam is not going to be found. Even standing right here, I know that this part is the actual cam, and like that part right there is the actual cam, but other than that, you can't see that. There's barely a light. You can see the light right there. You are not noticing that at all when you're playing. No way you're noticing that. So that could be viable if the debris could go further out and you can actually put the cam further out, but the luck of the draw on this one wasn't so great. And those are some good cams that I have for protecting the penthouse and the theater bomb sites. So how many did we get here? We got 2 VIP, 1 Hall of Fame, 1 outside of Hall of Fame. That makes 4. We have 2, technically 3 for back here on the south entrance. So 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 1 for the hall here. So that's 8 cams, 8 viable cams for you to use on the penthouse/theater area. So I hope that this cam video helped you out and that you are able to use these cams to your liking, and they just work. I hope they do. I hope they get you some kills. I hope they get you some good callouts. And that is going to be it for me. So if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification button. And, do all those things. Also, check out the links in the description where you can buy games and other things, products and stuff like on Amazon. Like if you're already deciding to buy something on Amazon, you can use my link and it'll help support this channel and help videos like this get created. So thank you in advance, and until next time, stay different.
To the window, to the wall.
What?
You said you can see from the window to the wall.
Just go. I'm done with this girl.